And
yeah, he fought hard. You know, I mean, it's JDV. He's always going to be coming in trying to win the whole thing. But he was eliminated by the 2 people currently sitting in Grand Finals.
Grand Finals time is rapidly approaching.
Chat, I want to know who y'all got.
Yeah,
Who's going to win this whole thing?
Who do you think? The person who 3-0'd Onin winners, or the #1 seed?
True.
The Beast.
The Beast himself.
From the East or the Midwest?
Is he?
Midwest. That's east of here.
That's Weast.
Weast. The Beast from the Weast. Perfect.
Man, this has been a spectacular tournament all the way through. Not just from the perspective of these amazing matches that we've had, that we get to see right now, these incredible players coming out, showing us why they are the best in the region, but also the whole spectacle around this thing. I got my man all decked out over here, ready to go down to the beach.
I'm feeling, you know, very, very Hawaiian, very Aloha, and very beaches today.
We'll go put our toes in the sand after
Yeah,
this.
I mean, I'm currently injured, so
yeah, okay,
not
maybe
gonna be crunching out too far.
But hey,
maybe
you made it anyway.
I did make it out.
Yo, shout out Jet. My man blew up his knee and he's still here.
Yeah, I've got a whole big immobilizer on my knee right now, and I'm on crutches. You can see him right here.
We'll carry you out. How about that for the sunset?
Wait, the sunset.
Wait,
though.
can I see the sunset
Check
behind
it
me
out.
right now?
Yeah, just.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah, I was gonna say flashbang. You good, homie?
Bro, I just got all kinds of flashbacks. Oh my goodness. Oof, I don't think my eyes are ever gonna recover from that.
Yeah.
That even through the sunglasses, that was rough.
Hey, the sunset on the screen that I was watching that I knew
It's
better
beautiful.
than to look outside for.
I mean, you can even see the lens flare coming out on the player cam right there.
Yeah, we got Michael Bay in here.
Yeah, Onin looking immaculate right now. The bloom turned all the way up IRL.
Hey, they look good for sure. Moving on into this grand, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen much predictions in chat. We got some Embo fans in there. I wonder if any Onin fans are gonna come in and say who they got, because this is still, I think, gonna be an uphill battle for Embo to get this double Elan. Like, even though you got one, it's
still Onin.
It's still Onin. That's not quite everything you need.
And like, is Embo still warm? I don't know what he's been doing.
It hasn't been that long, right? Oh, actually, wait, there was that huge break, huh? Yeah, I forgot about that huge break.
I don't. We'll see. Some players like to wait it out. Some players like to grind a little bit more. There's pros and cons to each. It's more about how you feel. But what matters is what happens right here, right now, not whatever's in between.
Yeah, I mean, all of that in between time can lead to a little bit more knowledge gathering, perhaps on Onin's side. I do wonder if he went in the Discords, got those notes on the Duck Hunt matchup, and figured out what to do. Because I mean, who are even the Duck Hunts that you could find the matchup knowledge from?
Yeah, there's not a lot. There's like 3 dudes on Reddit, and that's about it. And most of them are just talking about how their character's bad.
Yeah. Not a lot of people are believers in this character, but the #1 show off in the PNW of how much this character can do is here in the building right now, and already up significantly on Onin in this final set of the tournament potentially.
Truly proof that it's not all about tier lists out here. I mean, we see this in every region, but when you've got call-outs like that with the Duck Hunt up smash, great air dodge now from Onin, the timing to get past that pretty active up air and land anyway.
Yeah, and once again, it feels like Onin will set up in the corner, try to get some sort of ledge trap going, and then the Cam will just come in and just rude everything about his day.
Yeah, they work so hard, and then that little can from Hogan's Alley, the product placement just slips its way in.
Yep, and no resources on the bar going into this last stock. Just the diamond out, as well as the starting iron. And Embo, we said before, it didn't really seem like he would be able to threaten the resource bar of Steve, but in practice, it's looked really, really good.
It's that can.
Yeah, the can is always worming its way into the craziest spots, such that Onin is not able to find the time that they need to get more out of it.
That hip stop looks so silly sometimes. Like, you don't know what's going on, and just a flat dog on the screen. Again with that can, actually challenging the anvil as well. again forcing Onin to use resources without much reward. Does get the reward that time, but that's just to even up the stocks. Meanwhile, Embo going in right now, 104, and he sets up the gunman for his troubles.
Yeah, and barely clinking with that up smash, but this time the jabs are here, but only 8%. That is the lowest percent combo I've ever seen. I think they clanked with the can or something like that.
See, this the fear. Onin was jabbing on Embo and chose to back off.
Did you see that forwarder? Just
I did.
The can explode. Why did the can explode?
I don't understand what Embo sees that none of the rest of us sees. There is an additional dimension in which that can exists that only Embo has control over.
The Embo dimension, the Z dimension.
Yeah, for real. You've heard of the French dimension. Now get ready for the Embo dimension.
Is it just cans everywhere?
It's
just beans left
it's
and right?
cans all the way down.
And everyone's doing the can.
Yeah. Everybody's got terrible gas.
And once again, another trade, utilizing that can in the perfect situation. Still though, big setup, gets the back air, and now this ledge trap has proven pretty effective for Embo so far. Steve not able to find their way out of here. Swedish, okay, not gonna get that up air. Still just looking for some way to find this kill on Embo, but decides, all right, I have to hold back. I have to go get some more resources because Embo is coming for me, and the can it's set up, but it actually kills Embo that time, Lentini.
He went so deep for that. He didn't have to do it to him like that, but he was just confident. No time for Onin to set anything up. And those baked beans, they keep coming out. I'm starting to think this isn't the Duck Hunt dog. This is that dog from the baked beans commercial. And the up air is going to close out game number 1 with a JV2.
Say what you will about Embo, but he definitely has that dog in him.
Oh yeah, he's got that dog in him. The dogs are out today for the beach and the beach only.
Yeah, Embo coming in up 1-0 in this set, but 4-0 in games on Onin for this tournament.
This is crazy. One of the best to ever do it. Proof right there. I don't know how he does it. I have never heard this man complain about his character once.
Yeah, you know, I've talked to him. I've been like, you know, that seemed like really hard out there. He's like, you know, I just got to work on it.
Exactly. That's the difference between people like us and top players. He doesn't look at these interactions and goes like, yeah, my character struggles in this position. It's, I need to do this in this position. He jumps right to the next step. And he is showing us that he doesn't just say that. It's not just lip service. He is committed to that ideology.
Yeah, and it's also non-linear game plans, right? Like a lot of people, you know, sort of have very like one-dimensional, like I need to do this in this situation. But I feel like Embo has like levels to his play in a way that a lot of people don't, and he's forced to, right? Like he has so few tools that he has to make the most out of every single one of those and create circumstances that are advantageous to him where theoretically none should exist.
Bro's got game plans like an onion.
They got layers.
He's got layers.
Oh, so you mean like a cake?
Well, what if you stack a cake on top of a cake? Is it still a cake?
That's still a cake,
Is that two cakes?
That's definitely one cake.
What if it's lasagna, though?
No, lasagna, it's 2 lasagnas.
Okay. We'll ask Embo afterwards. He seems like he's probably an authority on it.
Definitely.
What if you stack cans of beans on top of each other?
It's just one big can of beans.
It's just one can of beans.
Going into this game 2, Embo, once again, just completely invalidating the ledge trapping coming out of Onin, utilizing that can. Even that giant wall is finally actually enough to get an edge guard on Embo.
He's up 2
rare
stocks.
situation. Yeah, good point.
This is looking so much better for Onin. Opportunity to get, as you mentioned earlier, his first game of the day. He is down 4-0, but if he can make that 4-1, that's where that momentum swing starts to come back.
I like that. Embo ended up in the minecart somehow, but still got out of it with the can. Man, okay. Yep. Utilizing that
Run up shield.
On shield.
The smash forward.
Yeah, run up shield with the can still active. It's like, you can't hit me, but I can hit you.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. Meanwhile, the can is blowing up in your face.
Just exploding left and right.
Turns out your brother's a mechanist or something. Like,
okay,
ooh, a little delay there.
I mean, still though, Onin has basically no resources right now. Finally finds a couple, but it's not going to matter. You don't need any resource, just the up tilt back air. Simple, clean conversion, gets his first game of the tournament. And the question is always now, is the download complete?
That's one.
That's one.
You need 6 to pass.
Okay.
You got 1.
He's got 1.
5 to go, Onin.
It looked good, though. It looked really good.
Real good. That was a solid 2-stock.
I definitely think the stage pick was better. I do like the Final Destination over the Battlefield choice from previously.
I forgot to check if we're on DSR or MDSR.
I believe we're on full DSR 1-band.
Which means no more FD.
Yep, yep. But what is the pick on the other side? I love this transition screen.
It's
we got
so
the
sick.
beach in the background.
Shout out Tempest. I mean, we talked about him earlier. These guys always kill it.
Absolutely. All right, and oh yeah. Just a quick 50 off the rip. It's par for the course for Steve, but for Duck Hunt, when you get that, that's primo. That's primo combos.
But we are going to a smaller stage here. You were talking about what the counter pick going to be. Not a surprise, honestly. We saw Embo holding forward as Duck Hunt Dog, which is a statement I never thought anybody would say in all of history. And yet here we are, and it's working.
Yeah, I mean, it's working, but does he get the stock, though, is the question. I mean, a lot of these stocks have been acquired through either a very, very high percentage can or like a bad situation that Onin has been put in through like an up tilt or an up air. But getting out of there scot-free.
Reticle.
Yeah.
Don't scare me like that. Oh, and he got him with it, and Embo takes the first stock.
Yeah, Duck Hunt actually having a very surprising amount of kill power out of shield. A lot of characters don't quite have a great up smash out of shield, but Duck Hunt, you know, it works quite well when you hit it.
It does. And immediately breaking through that wall, recognizing that it was fading, so he's able to do that. That is such fantastic situational awareness from Embo. It's things like that that are keeping him in the lead. Ooh, okay. I see those combos.
Yeah, big damage here from Steve, but I mean, wow, he didn't even try to go for a punish there as Embo was in a precarious position, but no. Onin opting to stay a little bit more grounded, not wanting to give up the advantage that they have acquired in terms of stage, in terms of resources, and now look at how much is being built up on that bar, Latini.
Ooh, pokes him through the block. That's another thing. He's able to get through with that down tilt, so Onin, if he doesn't have the space, can get a little bit stuck. Opportunity to set up in the corner. There's that can. Force him high. Chase him with it anyway. That can is playing around the world with this poor man.
Yeah, Onin has to be so careful in the corner. So many times they have fallen prey to the can usage. And okay, good follow up on that forward air, but I mean, this can keeps coming for them.
Yeah, they are struggling right now to get things started. Finally an opportunity because Embo didn't have the can, but we see it come back, and immediately they have to just completely stop, and there's the combo anyway.
Still utilizing that can behind placement, and now just trying to find their way in.
Pressure.
Is Onin, but I mean, it doesn't matter how much space you take away from Embo. They still have all of their resources. Okay, able to get out of that horrible situation, and once again, utilizing his aerials to get out of Onin's pressure. Now the forward tilt.
We've seen Onin go for those air dodges before because Embo historically was trying to catch the landing. Great adaptation in this game number 3. This is starting to run away from Onin.
Yeah, this is a scary spot to be in if you're Onin. Got your first game finally in the last one, but this one looking like a dire straits.
Here we got those gold tools. Give me that frame data. Give me that plus on block up tilt.
I feel like the interesting part about this character, these situations is things that Onin would normally react to almost every time. Just the extra mental stack of that can being around the area makes it harder for Onin to react. And now they're in a really bad spot. 84% does get the probably up throw kill here. Yep. And this is it's not too big of a deficit to overcome, but it's certainly not a position you want to be in behind against Duck Hunt Dog, a character who's great at trading.
Yeah, and with how consistent Embo has been with the kills as well, that's usually an area where Duck Hunt Dog can struggle. But the way, like you mentioned, that can positioning has come into play and able to use that and convert it into things like those up airs, those up smashes.
Very weird forward throw coming out from Onin. Means they don't get the big damage combo, but it doesn't matter. Just falls into a little bit of disrepair.
Smack him
missing
up.
the tech, smack him up.
And
The bird.
that puts us on the verge. Potentially.
The bird is the verge.
The last game, possibly, of the night here on Grand Finals. Embo versus Onin. It comes down to this. Onin, he got his 1. He still needs his 5. But Embo, he got his 2. He only needs his 1.
Just one more game separates Embo Z from winning Aloha Beach's #2.
What a statement to make. In such a contested PR season, it has been back and forth with JDV. It was JDV, then it was Embo, then it was JDV. This time it might be Embo again if he can take tournaments like this. He did so well at main sequence. Can he do it again at Aloha Beaches?
Yeah, I mean, a win on Onin is absolutely huge. This is a big invader to take down. But, I mean, what better place to do it than Grand Finals? Then this situation should be, wow, a little bit short on that combo. Perhaps good smash DI on Embo's side. And now gets the air dodge read. It's been really good at catching Onin's defensive options. I feel like that's been the story of this set so far, Lentini.
Yeah, agreed. I see Onin playing that zombie skin. Hopefully that's not indicative about how he's feeling about the set right now, because he needs to come alive in this game #4. 60%, a little bit of an advantage here. He's starting to figure some stuff out, and he does have a bigger stage to work with.
Yeah, this is something that I really think that, you know, Onin needs to work on. They've been having a tough time, like I said, in defensive options, but I mean, this gets them a little bit more space, perhaps makes it so they can build walls a little bit better, make sure they find a free for spite against this huge, like, threat that is looming for the Duck Hunt Dog.
The dash back to get that can out is so risky for Embo because he does put himself in the corner. Meanwhile, Onin, they're just walking forward on him in those scenarios. This time around, they have full resources and they're able to take much better advantage of it with this larger stage.
Yeah. It does get the down smash. They find a huge opening now, and this might be exactly what they needed, but no, just a little bit of a DI check. The down throw catches the DI in with that up air, and this is a huge opening now, but giant combo on Onin's side into almost getting the 0 to death off of that minecart. Barely staying safe is Embo.
Embo playing with fire with that get-up attack. It worked out, and now Onin being juggled again. This is the downside. It is so hard to land against Embo. Those up airs incredibly active and create these frame traps.
Man, Embo sees red when there is no threat of anvil. It's just go, go, go. We are in up air season.
It's my time.
Yeah, exactly. All right, once again, has gotten rid of completely of the iron. Okay, one built back up, but now we might see that situation. No, opting to not contest the anvil. That is something that I feel like Onin needs to keep the threat of, regardless of if they're actually utilizing it every single time. It's something you have to be wary of, just keeping the option available to you. But nice forward smash coming from Onin. They finally found a way to get a kill, and now this is a situation where really they need just one more big hit here.
Again, those dash back cans, they're working out pretty well. I think Onin is starting to catch on to it, but hasn't been able to get big hits off of it. So honestly, if you're Embo, you'll take a little, dash attack trade if it means you get your can out, because you're able to break up the combos afterwards. So it's just not a threat to get that trade.
Should get an up air or back air. Yeah, just gets the back air, keeps it simple.
Yeah, on this stage, no amount of DI is going to save you from that. Doesn't even need to go for the mix-ups.
Yep. Okay, barely getting out of that spot scot-free, but still just the can. Oh,
It's coming back.
Worms its way into every house that you can build for Onin, and
It really
still
does.
catches the air dodge. It does everything, man.
This can home wrecking out here.
Yeah, exactly. don't bring that can into my home.
Onin with an opportunity and finds it with an anvil, and they keep themselves alive.
They are living a little bit on the edge with this, as it feels like Onin needs to keep playing just really, really well. All of these sets have been, all of these games have been relatively close, but when Onin even turns it down for a second, even releases their foot off the gas at all, Embo just comes right back into the game. Make sure that Onin doesn't have a safe place to hide, removes all of their resources, and I'm a little scared for Onin in this Game 5 setting.
And you see those deep breaths coming out from Onin as well between games. Really trying to build the patience, the mental in their mind. We were talking about how important the mental is. This is where it really comes out to shine. You're up against Duck Hunt Dog. Somehow you have gotten into this seemingly impossible situation. This Duck Hunt is hitting you with every can. It is so frustrating. And you need to just reset your mind, take a deep breath, think about how to adapt, and then convert.
Yeah, I'm loving the mix-ups here from Embo on how he's utilizing the can against the walls. Sometimes he's opting to utilize the can to destroy the walls. Sometimes he's just sending it over into Onin's house and being like,
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you build, it's coming for you. It is
The
a
wrecking
home
ball.
wrecker.
There's the
Hey.
Kool-Aid man coming out
Oh
here.
yeah, came in like a wrecking ball.
Okay.
Yeah, still just getting a nice two-hit combo. Very threatening situation. You do not want to walk under that. So if you walk under that, it's going to destroy the block, and then the anvil just falls right on your head. So you got to be so careful. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Embo is aware of that circumstance, but he hasn't fallen for the trap yet. So I'm going to assume that he is.
Yeah, Embo seems to, despite the fact that we don't have a lot of Steve representation in the PNW, like we talked about, does clearly know the matchup, has studied the matchup. I know there are a few people in the PNW who have spent a lot of time theory crafting this matchup, and I imagine Embo has talked to those people.
Yeah, it's interesting to theory craft, but it's another thing when you put that into play against one of the best players in the world on Onin's side. Like,
There's no resources. How do we keep getting there?
I feel like the can is the answer. Like, it just makes it so difficult for you to spend a ton of time building up that bar.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus going in right there. That wrecking ball was just tearing down the walls over and over.
Yeah, destroying it left and right. Oh, yeah.
Hey. I wasn't even going to try to do that voice, but I respect the man who is. You get the clay pigeons, though.
Okay, this is actually a big opening right now. No pickaxe for Onin. Gonna have to rely on.
Oh no!
Should be fine. Nope.
No,
wow.
you're dead.
Okay, you can make that. You can definitely make that. Like I said before, if a Steve ever doesn't make it back, that does mean they messed up. So
this is looking very bad for Onin, especially an SD like that in Game 5. This is your tournament stock. They have to get this kill, and then they have to do it again.
Yeah, I hate to be the doomer here for Onin, but it does seem like this is an Embo Z victory waiting to happen. The only thing that Embo needs to do at this point is execute. It's don't get caught by anything too crazy from Steve. That's a nice combo, but that's not enough to put
Oh no! Oh
back
no!
into the game.
Wait, Ambo
This
off
might
stage?
be down smash once again, and Onin. How do they make it happen?
Everybody hold.
Hold,
We are so back.
hold. And
The early
okay,
combos.
This is back into neutral. This is something where pretty much at any point this game could explode. The smash GI away. Managed to get Embo
that
out of
can
that
outta here.
combo, but
Get
the
that
back
can
air.
outta here.
And that is a reset, ladies and gentlemen. Embo Z with a little bit of a blink, like, I cannot believe I let that slip through my fingers.
Wow.
It was theirs in everything but name.
It looked over. Embo was ready, poised, not a player who loses in those situations, and yet somehow Onin found their way through. 2 quick stocks in a row in different fashions.
Yeah, I really like the setup that Onin went for at the end on the first stock that was lost with the building the wall. So you're forced to land on the block. You can't get back to the ledge. And, you know, just down smash covers a 2 block length. Just everything in that spot.
Exactly. A lot of times with these kinds of setup characters and these set play interactions that you see, it's not about hitting the person with that setup.
Yeah.
You know when you're at this level, they know how to maneuver around your setup. They're not going to get bonked and pineappled by it. It's about reacting and predicting what they do to escape those situations.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. I think the players are taking a quick break just to get some
don't
water,
blame
rehydrate up. I mean, I'm
hydrate
sweating
everybody.
in here, and I've got a fan on me, and we're the only people in this room.
That's true.
Besides production over there. But, I mean, they're in a room with literally over 100 people, the sun coming in. It is a sweaty mess in there.
Yeah, we've got like our shades down and everything to keep us cool. They've got it rough. That's the true gamer room right there.
Yeah, it is actually surprisingly not as hot as I thought it would be in the venue.
True.
I've had nightmarish experiences with beach tournaments before. Shout out to the first wave dash, just heating up every time. But this time it's been nice and breezy.
Yeah, they've got great ventilation set up.
Yeah.
The way they have the doors open to get the crosswind, very well done. Shout out my man Gatto in the background moving the fan, so now it's pointed directly at me and not my co-commentator.
Coming into this game hot, though, with the magma block, setting up the 63% all the way to 89. I hate to say it, but it feels like this download might be complete.
Oh, dear. It is the AI age. It doesn't take as long as it used to, and these young kids know how to use ChatGPT. Maybe that's what he did. He just asked it in between games.
Yeah, I mean, they can definitely ask ChatGPT, I mean, for answers, but I feel like the Discord calls might have been the thing that, you know, pushed Onin over the edge, gave them a little bit more advantage than they had previously.
91% on this first stock. We've seen Embo get these stocks quickly before, but the way Onin is playing right now, you're racking up so much damage that it may start to get away from you.
Yeah, I mean, it is so difficult, it feels like, for Embo to, you know, contest these options when Onin is playing perfectly on point, right? Like, Onin is certainly the one asking the questions in the circumstance where Embo has been the one asking questions in the previous games. Embo has really been putting the pressure on, but now, I mean, it feels like the shoe is certainly on the other foot.
And we're mining diamonds as well. Is that going to be enough, though, to get this stock off with the way Embo has come back, gets around the anvil? That can got sent. Oh, my goodness. Got that can out of there.
Did you see that weird interaction where the clay pigeon bounced off the wall, but then there was still like a hitbox coming out from it, even though it was like invisible and you couldn't even see it anymore? That was really strange.
I also like the dash back to just run away from the clay pigeon there.
He's like, I'm out.
Yeah, good
See ya.
awareness. Yeah, I'm a head out.
I'm out.
Oh, the can forces him high. Good awareness from Embo, but he's not able to get the conversion.
Yeah, once again, this is a position where Embo just feels like, all right, you know what? I have figured my way back into this matchup, and now Onin is still getting the stock first, but 136%, certainly within reach of any Embo attack, but great call out there with the avoidance of that up smash, and now the can was a lifesaver.
Yeah. Oh.
Whoa, the reel back from the F smash.
The classic.
Dodge the grab. Oh man.
Yeah, that's the you thought right there.
You thought you had the read.
GG's.
Nah, that's me.
Calculated.
That was a quick game.
It was a quick game. With how long that first set was, I mean, it was a game 5 set, so it's going to feel a little bit longer. But yeah, Onin, they locked in.
Yeah, I really feel like when Onin is winning, the sets are way faster.
Yeah,
the games are way
speed
faster.
running.
Versus on the other side, when Embo's winning, it's sort of like a grueling process for the Steve player. Although I think Embo is just used to it. Like that, like a long game
yeah.
for Embo is par for the course. Maybe Onin is not quite as comfortable in those like long set games. And that might come back to bite them if this game goes all the way to game 5.
Embo is the bane of long sets. Was molded by them, to be sure.
I thought you were talking about the bane in the other definition, but I like that. That's a good way of
I
saying
think
it.
Onin's the bane of long sets right now with the way they're playing. Just getting right to business.
Yeah,
Set up with the anvil.
Still not gonna be breaking that. I'm actually wondering if Duck Hunt is. Oh, okay, so Duck Hunt is actually too short to break that block. Some characters are tall enough that if they run under the block, it just breaks. I believe Duck Hunt is too short, so it doesn't break the top. Sorry, the one level block when you run under it, which is actually good news because that means the anvil doesn't fall directly on your head.
Right.
Your ammo.
Yeah, maybe that's something that Onin is just kind of set playing and not thinking about. We'll see if that continues to be a factor, because that setup may not really be the best use of resources in a matchup where they've been struggling to keep their resources in check.
Yeah, I mean, it's still useful because you can like destroy the block with like a back air, or it'll just time out and still make it fall. But yeah, it's not quite as good as the characters that when they run underneath, they just destroy it. Oh, and I like the singular sword swipe at that can of beans to send it back over to Embo's side. And the can is chasing here.
It finds it.
That's it. Did Onin counterpick FD last? Oh, no, sorry. That was against, sorry, that was the JDV match.
Nevertheless, though, yeah, Onin does generally like this stage, at least in some matchups. So to see Embo going here and doing pretty well is interesting.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of, like, taking away some variables. Like, I think Embo feels like in a straight-up fight, like, he's going to be winning against Onin. But, you know, when you add in a couple extra things, you know, sometimes the tables turn a little bit.
I think part of it also is just how good Embo is at anti-airing. We've seen that before. We'll see it again. Those up airs, even the crazy up smashes, but the delay option select doesn't matter with the way Onin set that up. Great stuff there. But hey, at least we got center stage. That blast zone cancel, not so bad.
Yeah, certainly, but this is a little bit of a miss there on that forward air spike. Usually you want to get that hitbox, the one that spikes down to the ground, but crazy smash DI in for Embo Z, avoiding the forward smash and just going past Onin. Onin not reacting in time, and
he
now
wanted that spike.
almost got that spike.
The crouch underneath actually got him out of the initial jab. Onin recovered well, and now they've got the setups going. Gets past the anvil, but not the minecart. Now you're just off the other side, and another conversion. Doesn't kill, but you're in a terrible spot.
Yeah,
great coverage.
If you have to go past the ledge and then come back down, I think Onin's hitting that edge guard every time. They have not yet missed.
They've been super consistent with that. Speaking of consistent, that can pressure, great coverage.
Yep. Rare sort of runoff there from Embo. Sometimes been going for like the downer that like you do on stage that hits below it from the ledge. But I mean, you know, when it's a guarantee, when you know you're gonna hit that neutral air, it's certainly worth it to run off.
Trying to sandwich them there. I kind of like that, the way Embo puts that can behind and then throws the pigeon in front of you and goes 50-50. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, one of these projectiles is coming for you. Actually, they're both coming for you on both sides.
And also, I'm coming for you.
The triple threat.
Shield, I dare you.
Yep. Okay, utilizing once again that can to get out of a disadvantageous spot. And this is such an important part of the set. Going down 0-2 is a disaster in terms of the set play, what you need to do stage-wise. So, okay, great F-tilt. Not trying to push the envelope too much. Just wants to reset, get his can in place. Now Onin has that second diamond queued up, has a couple irons. See if he's going to use it. No, is not going to opt to throw that one out. And such a dangerous spot. 3 kill moves in a row thrown out. And
you get to do that when you're Steve. But now, no pickaxe even online. So things like forward air, back air, that becomes much less of a threat. Can Embo take advantage? No, he does manage to get, they've managed to get the new set of tools online, and it is going to be diamond, so you got to be extra careful.
Yeah, this diamond has been built for quite some time, but hasn't really made a lot of connections in this one. But the minecart just in the exact right spot. One of the first times it feels like Onin has actually hit with the riding the minecart hitbox. Almost every time it's been a jump out.
You remember that part of the last set where we said Onin had 1.
Yeah.
And needed 5. Onin's got 5.
Yeah.
And they only need 1.
Yeah, the inverse. The inverse of the previous
Inverse
situation.
has got hands. I went to math school. But yeah, the reverse 3-0 is now what's on the table for Embo if he wants to take this.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like there was so much that Embo has been doing this whole set. It feels kind of like doomer now to be in the spot where you're down 0-2. You're already down in percent in this game. And now you have to choose to counterpick an entirely different stage. This seems so hard to come back into this one for our, hero of the PNW.
Yeah, this is a stage that worked well for Embo before. We'll see if that continues to be the case. But with Onin having this much momentum and like you were mentioning before, the download, creating situations like that untechable for Embo, you're now down a stock as well in case the stakes were not bad enough.
Yeah, the download is certainly looking to be, if not totally complete, almost all the way, 99%. But, I mean, is that 1% enough for Embo to find just a little bit more? He isn't actually behind that much here.
Ooh, you were saying?
I mean, it's still pretty reasonable. I mean, that's like one Steve combo, but if Embo falls here, if Embo gets edge guarded, that might be the end of the set for sure.
What a far way we've come. Does take the stock, but at one point, Embo was a single stock away from taking it up 2 stocks to 1 against Onin, and he brought it back. And now Embo has to do the same thing again.
But basically no resources on deck for Onin. That bar looking mighty empty. Still managing to find a little bit as Embo does not want to push through too much. Oh, and it just opts to get out of there. It's like, I don't mess with magma blocks.
Yeah, get me out. The tech situation did not go the way he wanted, so he's like, all right, bet. Get me out of here.
Oh, and one of the reasons why you don't fight next to Steve's wall coming out, that forward smash, such a threat on the other side. But yeah, just the utilization of a ton of iron now. Oh, this is just needs one more hit. Oh, and Embo is just going to fall once again as Onin builds up that diamond. It is on deck. The Department of Defense is here, and they're trying to confiscate your beans.
Not the beans. Anything but Jay Bush's grilling beans.
What's the secret recipe? The dog needs to know.
It's got that dog in it.
Oh, no, I certainly hope not. Oh, what a setup there. Went for runoff, B-reverse beans, and just set up, got the edge guarded. Now it's not enough to get the stock, but still very good position. But huge answer back out of shield. Just gets 2 hits. Could have been a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah,
a little tick throw. He needs to get this kill right now. That up air not going to do it. Onin has been doing such a better job of playing around those kill options. That's the name of the game against Duck Hunt Dog, especially when that can is really stale, which honestly, it usually is. But there we go. 2 up airs
down
in a row.
up air into up air. That can't be real, right?
Hey, it's real if you don't air dodge.
That's fair. Okay, just gets a back throw. Unfortunately, the bean's not in the perfect position. And this is where it all comes down to the wire for Embo Z. This is where comebacks are made. Has to find a way back into this game first before he can find a way back into this set.
But he has found his way back into this game, and that resource management from Onin not looking the best. We see them trying to set up. They're starting to place those blocks in slightly different ways that are making it harder for Embo to get through, but they're still running out because they're having to use so much of what they mine just to get away from that terrifying can.
And now, almost no resources left, just a couple tiny blocks. Just enough stone to build a wall and reset the resource bar. Trying to get out of there, utilizing that anvil, but the percent lead is still in the favor of Embo. However, we've seen how terrifying a Steve can be in the corner.
He's still alive.
Does he make it through? No! The blocks are in the perfect position, and Embo is not able to make his way through to the ledge, and Onin is your champion here. Aloha Beaches, #2 beach off with a 3-0.
What
in
a way for
Grand
that to
Finals
end.
reset.
Yeah, with the 3-0, like you said, it looked like Embo might have been figuring out a way to come back. Oh, what is going on? Okay.
Taking the camera.
I got
the
him.
game is over. We're packing right up. But look at this full inflection here that we saw.
Crazy.
We saw the 3-0 from Embo, and then we saw the game 5, 3-2, and then we saw the other side of the 3-0 just fully reversing. And I gotta say, that's just adaptation.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Onin adapted.
And Embo, honestly, throughout that was also adapting really well. I just feel like Onin managed to stay one step ahead. The pace of the adaptation, that top player, the recognition is there for a reason on a player like Onin because they're so good at finding those little nuanced things. How do I move this block slightly over so that it interacts with the can a little bit differently?
Yep.
And that's what it takes.
And I do feel like another big part of that was that exact setup we saw in the last game, the last stock, where Onin had those 2 blocks right beneath the ledge, stops you from going under them. And if you go over them, you get down smashed. So JDV, sorry. All right, I'm being told by production that this is going to be it. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Jet the Jenga God. I was joined by Lentini. Got any words for the people?
Dude, it is always a pleasure having you come here into the PNW with us. Thank you all for joining us for Aloha Beaches 2. You can follow us on the socials if you want. But honestly, go follow the people in bracket. Y'all saw that whole top 8. Go follow Onin or something, whatever you want to do, and have a great night, y'all. We will see you sometime very soon.
We'll see you on
the
the
Satellite
beach.
Network.
Peace.